Welcome to lesson number 4, our last lesson on Zig Ziglar's secret influence formula. I want to thank you for being a part of this series. We've already talked about the first aspects of Zig Ziglar's secret influence formula. If you remember, there's 5 components: hope, identity, will, skill, and refill. And just a quick recap, in order for somebody to take action, they've got to have hope. And then, in order to have the greatest impact on them as a trainer or a speaker or as a manager or as a leader or an influencer, you've got to create identity with them. And you do that simply by being transparent and communicating to them that you do some things well, you've made some mistakes in your life, but you're a real person. And so when they see that you're real, they're more likely to follow through on the things that you recommend that they do. The third one was our last lesson, which is on will, which is all about the heart, the desire, the passion. We've got to have that within us, and we've got to feed that in order for us to have the energy to carry forward. Because let's face it, we're living in a tough world, a negative world. This last lesson, we're going to cover the last 2, which is skill and refill. So it's hope, identity, will, skill, and refill. So today we're talking about skill and refill. Let's talk about skill first. Here's the reality. We got to be the right kind of person. We got to have the right attitude, the right character. We got to be gung-ho. We got to be optimistic. But unless we have the skill, which is the professional attributes, the knowledge, the technique, the processes, then we're never going to be as effective as we could and should be. Dad was a consummate student. He was always learning. He was always honing in on his craft. I think it's so appropriate that as you watch this video, you see a picture of Zig Ziglar in the background, on stage, in his element, at the prime of his career. Now, what you may not know is that he would invest, and he would work 3 hours on every presentation before he went out to give it. Now, in his life, he gave thousands of presentations, and many of the presentations were almost identical. So if Zig Ziglar would spend 3 hours on an hour-long presentation that he had already given thousands of times for the one purpose of delivering it with the topmost skill, imagine what it would do in your life if you looked at the things that were important to your success and you became a student of the skills, techniques, processes, and systems that you needed to implement in order to be successful. Dad was always working on a speech methodology. When would he tell a joke? What new content would he put into it? He had coaches and mentors who would pour into his life. So what profession are you in? Whether you're in sales or in leadership, management, it doesn't matter what you're in. Are you working on your skills? Are you truly the example of professionalism that those around you feel comfortable and excited to follow? So what is the last word, refill? Why is refill there? We put it there for a very simple reason. One is not done, right? Will, skill, and refill. It simply means this. We've got to work on our will and our skill every single day. You see, if we take in the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive for our will, and then we hone our saw, right? We sharpen our knife, our blade, skill-wise every single day. That means that every day we go through life, we're a little bit better than we were the day before. Why? Because we have more knowledge, more experience. You start to lose your influence when people see you coasting, when people see you giving up, when people see you not caring anymore. Don't be that kind of person. You want to be a person of influence who creates hope in their people, in their team, and those around them, who identifies with them, is open to share, transparent, the lessons of life that they've learned, and who works on their will and skill every day so much that it's automatic that you refill it. This has been a great series. I hope you enjoyed Zig Ziglar's secret influence formula. For those of you who have a heart and a desire to influence others, I want to encourage you, make sure you attend our Ziglar Legacy Certification informational webcast. It's going to be a time where we're going to go through all the details. We're going to talk about the programs that we certify people to teach on our behalf. You can go anywhere in the world. In fact, I'm excited to say that we have over 150 certified trainers today all over the world, 13 different countries at the time of this recording. We want you to consider joining us. Come be a part of this webcast. You'll be able to ask questions. But no matter what you do, Today is the day where you can influence someone else in such a way that they can be, do, and have more than they thought possible. And if you do that, the day is going to come when they're going to contact you and they're going to thank you for the difference that you made in their life. I appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you on the webcast.